I think that this is actually the most important bill, as has been echoed by my brother, the majority leader, Senator Arun Chiriot, because if this bill should succeed, then it means that we are going to help our counties get something between 34 billion to 37 billion in addition to what they already get. But first of all, Mr. Speaker, through your honor, may I take this opportunity to actually thank the committee on budget and finance, led by our able chair, me being a member of that committee, Senator Ali Roba, for a work well done. I think that this has been one of the busiest committees in these past 2 weeks, and very, very, excuse me, and very committed leadership of the chair has led us to actually engage the stakeholders that have given us very good insight towards this bill. I also want to actually make a comment coming from the committee. I know this might be preemptive, but I'll be cautious not to exhaustively pronounce myself on this, but given that a few senators have passionately spoken about Equalization Fund, which is established in our Constitution under Article 204, I think there's a lot of passion around this, and I know that given some emerging issues of legality that have come from the committee, Mr. Speaker, I wish to just indicate, not to pronounce myself on this, but indicate that given the weighty issues on Equalization Fund, I know the committee is considering separating the bill into two, the county government revenue additional bill, as well as the Equalization Fund bill, because Equalization Fund has got some sunset clauses that are very critical to be able to examine it in detail, and even to look at some of the pending funds that have not been allocated to this. So that one I know will come in the report and we'll discuss further. Therefore, Mr. Speaker, I won't commit myself today too much on the Equalization Fund conversation. But I wanted to stress, Mr. Speaker, that this additional revenue that we're trying to allocate to counties is very critical, because in this bill, we are trying to honor Article 202 of the Constitution, sub-Article 2, which says that county governments may be given additional allocations from the national government's share of the revenue, either conditionally or unconditionally. And I want to stress, Mr. Speaker, that this bill, from the national government revenue side, this bill seeks to add some money on the issues that are eminent. One of them is the issue of county headquarters. I think that you will agree with me that some of our counties are very inefficient and ineffective in carrying out their duties because of lack of proper facilities that do harmonize their operations. And therefore, one of the things that this bill seeks to sort is to be able to empower some of the counties, like Migori County that I come from, that do not have county headquarters and proper operations. And number two, this bill also seeks from the national government revenue side to be able to energize the resources that have been put into the medical facilities in our counties. And Mr. Speaker, you'll agree with me that one of the most stressed functions of counties is healthcare, which has been really suffering, and it is critical that healthcare is well taken care of. But of course, we have talked so much about this bill aiming at unlocking some more access of loans and grants from the development partners through the national government. And I really, really appreciated the majority leader talking about critical issues that form emerging complexities of our time. It's critical that members do understand that this bill, of these monies that we're looking for, there are 5 key areas that are very, very critical in the moment, Mr. Speaker, that if we are able to unlock these monies to counties, we can be able to deal with some of the problems we are seeing affecting the country today and making our people suffer. For example, number one, this bill seeks to empower agriculture. And number two, which I want to talk much about, is that this bill seeks to support urban development, which the majority leaders talk about very passionately. But the remaining three areas are the ones that I'm keenly looking at, which is climate change mitigation, Mr. Speaker. Today, when you look at the statements that have been made in this House, majority of them have spoken so much about issues that have affected communities that emanate from climate change. So it will be very critical to look at how we can be able to fast track this bill to go through and deal with issues of mitigation, issues of adaptation that can help local communities deal with issues of climate change. And Mr. Speaker, this bill also endorses money that's going to come directly to be able to support drought and famine. Mr. Speaker, I have seen endless conversations from different esteemed colleagues in this House, Mr. Speaker, talking about drought that's affecting people in the north and every corner of this country. And it's therefore critical that members do know that this is one of the bills that will directly respond to the issue that we are seeing on the ground, Mr. Speaker, with regards to drought and famine that is affecting this country today. And lastly, of course, over the last 2 years, we have seen the maintenance of locusts in different places that are still affecting a few areas in this country, and this bill will seek to address those. So therefore, Mr. Speaker, I want to invite all members of the House to pay keen attention to this bill as it comes to, as we'll be tabling the report soon through the leadership of Senator Ali Roba, so that we are able to fast-track it to make sure that our people get this additional money to help them deal with these issues. But lastly, Mr. Speaker, I want also to make a comment. Having been a member of this committee, one of the things that has been very irritable to me as a member of this House is that of the monies that we are seeking to go to counties, one of the biggest problems is not even the formula of sharing these monies, Mr. Speaker. One of the biggest problems that has really frustrated us in the committee is the fact that the counties don't receive these monies. The delay of money to counties, that you will get these allocations are passed, the laws are created, but then money don't go to counties. For instance, in the equalization of funds, we realize that there's a lot of money that were never put aside by the Treasury to be given to the counties that are in need of these monies and are actually deserving of this money. Yet these are issues of humanity, Mr. Speaker. So what I wanted to urge the House is that we must find a mechanism through this bill, and I hope that Senator Ali Roba will invite a few caucus on how can we be able to compel and, if not, to encourage the national government to actually be able to release these funds to counties, because the delay in the receivers of funds in the counties brings a lot of problems, Mr. Speaker. Today, if you look at our counties, Mr. Speaker, if they're not able to pay the workers in the county, you find a county going to borrow money from the bank, Mr. Speaker. And it's very sad that our counties now are crowding out the small and medium enterprises in terms of borrowing in the counties, which should not happen, because this is where even the current government is seeking to enact some policies that can be able to build small and medium enterprises. But when these counties also borrow this money, Mr. Speaker, they end up being fined or paying more loans on these monies without clarity from the national government and without clarity from even us on how they are going to be able to pay these fines. If you're not getting your allocations and you're getting more loans and therefore paying more fees on these loans, Mr. Speaker, a high interest on these loans, what happens then is who pays for these loans? Then we end up shrinking the amount of money that the functions that we are keen on supporting in the grassroots should get. So I would actually urge and would plead with the chair of this particular committee, who is my very good friend and also my very good mentor, to actually find a way that above just allocation of these funds, these monies can be able to reach the counties. With this, Mr. Speaker, I thank you so much as I support the motion in the House today. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Senator Esther Okenyuri.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for giving me this opportunity. I would also want to support this bill